All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. Right. This is your boy BJ back with another live stream. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. Let's do this. I know some of y'all been waiting on me, ever since McFarlane lost that belt. It's good. I'm here. Listen, I'm here. I'm here. The question is where y'all at? Because I got a lot to say about that fight. I didn't want to talk about that fight until I was on a live stream because I didn't feel like arguing back and forth, typing with some of the things I know would be said about that fight. So I decided just to hold my peace until the recap of last night's fights, and then I'll talk about it, guys. Yeah. Where y'all at? Let's go here. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's do some talking. Since everybody likes to talk, let's do some talking. Y'all like these sessions when I'm coming on here talking shit. I'm about to quit doing these with y'all. Where y'all at? So, let's talk about Juliana Velasquez versus Elimele McFarlane. Let's talk about that for a little hot minute. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to be on here for long. I just want to come on here and talk right quick, get some thoughts out, get some things talked about so I can cover those bases. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Guys, I just wasn't impressed with that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see really what Juliana Velasquez, how she was supposed to look like a world beater. Because the way the world has hyped up Juliana Velasquez, then she comes out and performs like that. And I'm just like, this is supposed to be the girl that, beats the crap out of Elimele and takes this belt. And I actually thought Elimele McFarlane did a lot of things well in that fight. I actually thought Elimele did a lot of good things in that fight. And to see it being a full sweep for Juliana Velasquez, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it was a little bit surprising for me. Did fight better than she gave herself. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Robert Henry. Like, Elimele was banging, man. And, it seems like to me, like Juliana Velasquez was the more like cautious fighter, the more reserved fighter in that fight, man. I thought Elimele was the one that was pressing the action, even though she was on her back foot. I felt like she was the one attacking. I felt like Juliana Velasquez wasn't really attacking, So, I mean, it was kind of a boring fight in a way, but Elimele was doing good. Juliana Velasquez was catching Elimele coming in. But that's like most of what she did, though. Like, she stuffed the takedowns and she had some top control. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't really going after Elimele, which was kind of weird. Because in every other fight that she's been in, she's the one going after her opponent. She didn't really go after Elimele, I don't feel like. I feel like Elimele did a good job of landing combos. She was doing well going to the body and then finishing with the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was doing a good job. And in rounds 4 and 5, man, she did a good job of slowing Juliana Velasquez down, pressing her up against the cage. I thought Elimele did a lot of good stuff in that fight. So, I know you guys are wanting the Denise Kill-Holtz fight. What's up, Marcus Bell, man? What's good with you? Salute, brother. I know you guys want the Denise Kill-Holtz fight, but, and I agree. If Elimele had won, then Denise Kill-Holtz for sure is the next in line to fight her. But, guys, with Elimele being a long reigning champion and being, the face of Bellator and, stuff like that, like, it's the rematch is deserved, man. I mean, I know you guys like Denise Kill-Holtz, and I respect that, but, Denise Kill-Holtz gonna have to wait while these champions fight it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's just gonna have to let these champions fight it out, man. It just is what it is. And I think Alima Lay seen what she did wrong in this fight as far as taking too long to get the fight to the ground. Like she waited until the fourth round to be the third. I think it was the championship rounds. She waited to the championship rounds to really start pressing the action. Yeah, yeah. There was a few things going into it, but we're not making excuses for Alima Lay. You know, she got beat. And, you know, it just is what it is. She got beat. So it is what it is. It is what it is with that. She lost the fight. She's no longer the champion, but you know, Denise Killholz, y'all. She just, I mean, I get it. I get it. You know, like I get it that y'all want her to fight for that belt, but like I said, man, it's clear that Ali Moulay and Juliana Velasquez are the two best flyweights in Bellator. So then you would have the Denise Killholz, you know. But let's let these champions fight it out. Let's let Ali Moulay and let's let Ali Moulay and Juliana run that back. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Ali Moulay was just long reigning champ, man. And I'm sorry, but when you're at the elite level of mixed martial arts and you've been able to hold on to the belt and successfully defend that belt, you know, and you're the first ever flyweight champion. She's the first ever champion of that division. I mean, you got to give it to Alima Lay again. Give her a shot to get her crown back. You know, I mean, look at it. It worked for Stipe Miocic. I mean, look at what it did for Stipe getting that rematch. You know, so I think that's the route that she would have to take. And champions can come back and win, guys. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like Alima Lay, very well. If Alima Lay had been pressing the action with the clinching and the takedowns, rounds 1, 2, and 3, man, that would at least 2 of those rounds, she would have definitely won that fight. I mean, I'm just gonna be easy with it. She just definitely would have won that fight. But guys, let's move on. It is what it is. Let's hope the champion can rebound. She's one of the best flyweights in the world. So let's hope she gets that rematch. But guys, let's segue over to UFC 256. Oh my God, what a night! Yo, on paper, this card looked very lackluster, man. To the casuals, this card was very lackluster. But man, I'm here to tell you something different. This card was fire. This card was fire. Absolute fire. This card was. So I ain't gonna knock it too much. Brandon Moreno went in here, guys, and just slugged it out with Davison Figueiredo, and I gotta give him his props, man. I gotta give him his props because I picked Brandon Moreno to win the fight. I did. I picked Brandon Moreno to win the fight, but man, I mean, him and Davison Figueiredo showed, man, that them two are clearly the best flyweights in the division. And I knew Brandon Moreno would slug it out with Davison Figueiredo like that. And Brandon Moreno is that type of fighter. Guys, I said it before. Yeah, man. Robert, I mean, I get it, Robert. I understand, but I'm sorry, dude. But when you the long reigning champ, dude, you know, I mean, you deserve that rematch. So if Alima Lay says she wants the rematch, I guarantee you Scott Coker is going to give her the rematch. So, I mean, it is what it is. Well, we could see Alima Lay come to the UFC. You never know. But Brandon Moreno, I said it before the fight, man, that if there's anybody that can stand in there and slug with Davison Figueiredo, it's definitely, absolutely Robert Henry. One of the best flyweight title fights I've ever seen. So, let's see if I can get this thing to work. I don't know why it's acting up like that. Let's see, media audio. It's connected for that media audio, please. Okay. Brandon Moreno is the type, dude, that can go in here and do that with Davison Figueiredo. You know, he's the type that can go in here and do that. And that's exactly what Brandon Moreno did, man. He went in there and fought. He went in there and fought and slugged it out with Davison Figueiredo, man, and had his moments. Davison had his moments. I am okay with the draw. I mean, and as far as Henry Cejudo, man, I'm sorry, Henry Cejudo, but these two guys put flyweight back on the map. Davison Figueiredo is an exciting champion, man. He's an exciting champion, and he's putting on fights because this fight was absolutely fucking wow. That was a wow fight. And Brandon Moreno, and now we set up for the rematch. Brandon Moreno versus Figueiredo 2. And I honestly think this time that Moreno will pull the belt away from Figgy. I do, man. But a lot of questions got answered about Davison Figueiredo as a champion. Can he go 5 rounds in a hard fought fight? Absolutely. Absolutely. Davison Figueiredo can slug for 5 rounds, and he showed it last night. Can Brandon Moreno go 5 rounds? Absolutely. He went 5 rounds hard with the champion, man, and brought him to a draw. That was a beautiful fight. Other than the cup shot, that was a beautiful fight, man. Oh, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Kevin Holland put a beat down on Renato Souza. Yeah, I kind of seen that coming too. I saw that coming. And shout out to Tisha Torres, man. She beat the hell out of Sam, dude. She beat the hell out of that girl. So, Sam Hughes, welcome to the UFC, but you got your ass beat. I mean, just the speed. And Tisha Torres was just in there, man. Bro. Let me look at this. Hold on. Somebody sent me something, y'all. She got her ass beat. So, I mean, thanks to Sam Hughes for taking that fight short notice. But, everybody's like, well, Tisha Torres looked great. Yeah, but look who Tisha Torres was fighting, though. Look who Tisha Torres was fighting, man. I mean, she was fighting a debutante, a UFC debutante. So, kudos to Tisha Torres. She needed a win. Yeah, you're right, Robert Henry. That's absolutely right. But Tisha needed that win. Tisha got that win. Congratulations to Tisha Torres. Yeah, I mean, it was just from start to finish. She almost knocked that girl out. Tisha Torres almost knocked that girl out. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But let's go on to Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira, man. Complete shutout by Charles Oliveira. I was not expecting him to shut out Tony Ferguson like that. Maybe Tony Ferguson isn't the guy to beat Khabib if that's how he fights off of his back. Because he couldn't even out-scramble Charles Oliveira, guys. Or maybe Charles Oliveira is just that good. Charles Oliveira could be the threat to Khabib at 155 pounds. Maybe it's not Conor. Maybe it's not, Dustin Poirier. Maybe it's not Justin Gaethje, because Khabib finished all 3 of them. He finished Conor. He finished Dustin Poirier. He finished Justin Gaethje. Maybe the guy is maybe the guy is Charles Oliveira. You know what I'm saying? Charles Oliveira looked dominant in every aspect of this fight. Like, Tony Ferguson just couldn't get it together. He couldn't string it together. And because Charles was, the pressure and the threat of what Charles was going to do was more imminent than anything that Tony Ferguson was going to do. So, I mean, it was crazy, man. I mean, Charles Oliveira dictated that fight. He dictated every aspect of that fight. And you just don't see that in a fight with Tony Ferguson. You just don't see that, You just don't see it, man. So, it is what it is with that. Tony Ferguson, everybody's writing off Tony Ferguson. We knew sooner or later that Tony Ferguson was going to start losing, guys. I mean, every time he was meant to fight Khabib, when he was priming, when he was in his prime and when he was as best as he'd ever be, and these fights got canceled, they just kept putting people in front of him instead of just waiting on a next chance to fight Khabib. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they just kept they put Anthony Pettis, they put Donald Cowboy Cerrone, They put Kevin Lee. They just kept putting people in front of Donald. I mean, in front of El Kukui, and I'm like, man, he's gonna fight out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna fight himself out to where he won't have enough to fight somebody like Khabib. You know, how long can he keep this win streak together? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much is he gonna have in the reserve? He spent all of he spent all of his juice on on Cowboy, on Anthony Pettis, on Kevin Lee, you know, on Justin Gaethje. You know, he spent all of his juice there. He doesn't have it left to fight Khabib. So that fight is gone. Man, it's just no, man. Yeah, just no. All of those fights, even the ones that he won, the fight against Pettis, the fight against you know, all the fights that kept getting made when his fights with Khabib was getting canceled. Those fights took wait a minute. Took the steam out of Tony Ferguson, man, and that's just unfortunate for Tony Ferguson in his career, man, because he was right there. You know, Tony Ferguson was right there, and they just keep putting tough opponents in front of him when he's owed a title shot. You know, I mean, it's just like the UFC doesn't want Tony Ferguson there. Like, yeah, he did. He got a beat down from Justin Gaethje. Oh yeah, yeah, man. It might be over for Tony. It might be over for Tony. You know, I mean, maybe Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee 2, or you know, Tony Ferguson versus Dan Hooker, or something like that, or you know, that's probably what we'll see. But or Paul Felder, he beat up Paul Felder already, didn't he? Didn't Tony Ferguson beat up Paul Felder? Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure he beat up Paul Felder. And I hate to say that because Tony Ferguson, man, the UFC owes this man a title shot. I mean, he's owed a title shot, man. Let's look at. Didn't he beat up Paul Felder? No, he ain't fought Paul Felder. Well, that would be a good fight, him and Paul Felder. Let me see. Yeah, like he had to fight Donald, Anthony, Kevin, Rafael dos Anjos. I mean, he had a lot of fights where he should have been fighting for the title, but it is what it is, man. With Tony Ferguson, I just hope that if he continues fighting, that he can close some of the gaps that he has and get it together and get back to where he should be, man. Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right, guys, I have returned. Well, let's get to the barn burner of the night, man. I mean, that's what you all are waiting for. Yeah, that attempted submission was nasty. That submission was nasty. That submission attempt, excuse me. So let's move on to the Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern fight, guys. What y'all think about that fight, man? That was just crazy, crazy action in that fight. Crazy action in that fight, man. I mean, Mackenzie Dern, man, just showing that which we already knew she could slug, dude, but Mackenzie with just a little improvement of technique in the chaos of her wild punches, man, and it deemed successful. You know, Mackenzie Dern threw a beautiful jab last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching Mackenzie throw those jabs, And I was like, look at the jab from Mackenzie Dern. Oh, absolutely, Robert Henry. Yeah, you're right. It's been a lot. But Mackenzie Dern, man, sticking a jab and a jab that was hurting Jandiroba. Like her Mackenzie Dern's jab was hurting Verna Jandiroba. And I couldn't I was like, look at what Jason Perillo has done with Mackenzie Dern. You know? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Yeah, look at the jab of Mackenzie Dern, man. I mean, that jab hurt Ginger. Like a few times, that jab stunned Verna Jandiroba, man. And I was like, 2-1. No, no, man. No. No. Mackenzie Dern, man. She was hitting Jandiroba, man. She was applying the Mackenzie was applying the pressure. You know what I'm saying? She was the one initiating the clinch. She was going for the takedowns. Mackenzie Dern still has to work on her takedowns, though. You know, she still has to work on that. Like that's still a hole in Mackenzie Dern's game is the takedown. You know, like she still got because she still struggles getting girls to the ground. But on the feet, man, like some of these girls gonna have to be wary. And kudos to Jandiroba, man. Like I said, she hung in there. She ate him clean right hands from Mackenzie Dern. She ate them, and she fought through it because at a hold on. Okay. I swear my lights keep flickering, man. Like that's kind of like weird. I'm telling you, they do keep flickering. Anyway, Ginger Rubber ate those right hands, man, and was content to stand and bang with Mackenzie Dern. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ginger Rubber was in the pocket, trading with Mackenzie Dern, and she cracked Mackenzie with that knee, man. And I was surprised to actually like the first time to see Mackenzie Dern like bleeding, like hurt, like she was hurt. Her nose was hurt, but Mackenzie Dern didn't give a damn that her nose was hurt. She kept right on fight. It didn't phase Mackenzie Dern one little bit. Like it didn't stop her 1 second. She kept on banging. She went out in the third round and kept on swinging those right hands and pumping that jab. And in the third round, when Mackenzie Dern was hurt, that's when the jab of her. That's when she really fought behind the jab, guys. And I'm like, oh, like I seen it as soon as she got cracked. When she went to her corner, I said, oh fuck, Mackenzie Dern is hurt. Like she is really hurt. And then as soon as I said that, here comes the jab. You know what I'm saying? And she had been throwing the jab the whole fight. But when I heard her fucking when I seen her come out and start sticking that jab, I was like, I mean, and then guys, you could just hear Jason Perillo in her corner, just guiding her through it. He told her, he said, "You saw that coming. Put your hand up, pump that jab." You know what I'm saying? Look where you're hitting. Look, find your target. Lock on your target. And Mackenzie Dern would just lock on Verna Jandiroba and just beam one in on her. And I was like, man, listen, this is what Mackenzie Dern needed. You know, this is what Mackenzie Dern. Hold on, guys. Sorry, y'all. I got a phone call. But Mackenzie Dern, man, you guys have to like give respect to the evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like give respect to what Mackenzie Dern has worked on. You know what I'm saying? The hole in her game is her striking. That's the biggest hole in her game. You know, so can we give her some credit for improvement? Can we give Mackenzie Dern some credit for improvement for stepping it up? Marcus Bell says Robert Henry, uh, Poet Verna, aka the fake nose hunter. You crazy? Apparently, the nose hunter is Miranda Maverick because she busted up Liana Jojua. So apparently, the nose hunter is Miranda Maverick. But I think Miranda Maverick should fight Montana De La Rosa. That's the fight that should be made. So let's see if the UFC makes that fight so that Montana can go in there and beat the hell out of Miranda Maverick. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on and talk real quick. I just want to talk for a few minutes. I'm not going to be in here for long. Mackenzie Dern has improved significantly. And, you know, now the 115-pound division, no, Mackenzie Dern got the unanimous. Stop playing. No, Mackenzie Dern got that unanimous decision because she was aggressive and she was landing shots and she won the fight. That's why Mackenzie Dern won the fight. That's why she got the unanimous decision because she won the fight. So, like I said, guys, when we talk about Mackenzie Dern now, we can't talk about, you know, that Mackenzie Dern ain't got this because I'm not calling her a world-class striker, but her striking sure looks a lot better than it did, you know what I'm saying, before she got with Jason Perillo. So let's put some respect on the hands of Mackenzie Dern, please. I mean, can we please put some respect on the hands of Mackenzie Dern? I mean, what else does she have to do? Fight after fight. She's out here slugging and nobody's respecting her hands. I respect her hands though. So like I said, I will be giving much respect to her hands from here on out. Because any girl that's gonna want to stand and trade on the feet with her, you know what I'm saying, is gonna have to deal with the wildness and the speed of Mackenzie Dern. You know, so I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, guys, this is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. I'm getting out of here. 5 of y'all, and I'm sorry, guys, I can't be on here long. I got things to do. Yes, say Marcus Bell. I'm out, Mr. Bell. Enough foolishness early in the day. Yeah, BJ, respect her hand. I mean, so okay. If you don't respect her hands, Robert Henry, if you had a fighter at 115 pounds and you were their coach, would you tell your fighter to not be aware of the hands of Mackenzie Dern? Would you tell your fighter, oh, don't worry about the hands. Don't worry about the hands. She ain't got no hands. Don't worry about them. The fuck? I'm not going through this menagerie today. I'm not going through this menagerie with y'all today. But anyways, it is what it is. This is your boy BJ, and I'm out. Well, I thought I was out, but now I'm out for real. My computer be doing that, man. My computer be tripping. Like sometimes it'll make you like double click stuff, and sometimes it don't. So I clicked it one time. I clicked in stream one time, and it didn't stop. So I'm sitting here like waiting for it to say stream over, and it didn't. Oh my God, Robert Henry, Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness, Robert Henry. Man, Robert Henry. I don't know what to tell you, man. At least you ain't as bad as George Page. At least you ain't as bad as George Page, bro. Oh God, thank the Lord you're not as bad as George Page. Oh, George. George Page is just a trip. He's a trip. Mackenzie will only be a threat to the people who can't strike at this point. Until I see something else. Well, Verna Jandiroba is a solid striker, bro. I mean, Jandiroba is a solid striker. You can't say Verna can't strike. Verna's a solid striker. Yeah. You would say she's a more technical fighter than Mackenzie Dern. You could say she's more of a technical fighter than Mackenzie Dern. Yeah, but Verna Jandiroba is better on the feet, technique-wise, than Mackenzie Dern. She was getting pieced up by a grappler. It don't matter. Okay, and what happened? What happened? Mackenzie Dern beat her ass on the feet, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Mackenzie beat her ass, dude. Like, what are we arguing, Robert? Are we arguing the stats? There you go again, arguing something that's that's facts. The statistics say that Mackenzie Dern beat the hell out of Verna Jandiroba. So, what exactly are we arguing here, Robert Henry? Robert Henry, listen. Sometimes, man, you just argue just to argue, bro. I feel it. I feel like that's what you do. Bye, Robert Henry. Dude, know what happened? Robert Henry's so funny. He said, dude, know what happened? Hanging up the phone. Bye. Robert Henry, you a fool for that, bro. You a fool for BJ, aka the delusional. The fight was competitive for both fighters, and you looking at it. It was a competitive fight. What are we? You know what? Maybe I should have double clicked it the first time and got the hell up off of here. Because here y'all go with this bullshit.